All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. This is our first Joint Hub webinar that we are going to be hosting. So, unlocking collaborative innovation, discovering DefenseWERX hubs. We will continue to host these webinars with our other sister hubs, which you'll learn about. So we're excited to go ahead and get started. We have a tight timeline today. We're not going to take up too much of your time, but we really appreciate everybody joining and taking the time to learn about DefenseWERX. So we will have Craig Zamary, the director of HSWERX, speak, and then we'll have Janice Karcher speak on behalf of ERDCWERX. She's their deputy director, and then we'll have Dr. Bob Ross speak for the Cyberfusion Innovation Center. Craig, we'll go ahead and get started with you.
Thank you very much, Kinsey. Good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Craig Zamary with DefenseWERX and serve as the director for the Homeland Security Innovation Hub, known as HSWERX. Again, it's an absolute honor and pleasure to be here with you all today. Next slide, please. So if you look at the center of this slide, in the middle is DefenseWERX. That's our headquarters. We're a 501c3 nonprofit based in Niceville, Florida. And surrounding our headquarters is a number of innovation hubs, which are under PIAs, Partnership Intermediary Agreements, under Title 15. And if you look to the left side of DefenseWERX, you'll see highlighted as HSWERX. Again, that's the Homeland Security Innovation Hub. And our hub's mission is to enable the rapid discovery, engagement, and acceleration of innovative solutions for the safety and security of the homeland. Now, I mentioned again, there are other hubs that are under partnership intermediary agreements with other U.S. government agencies. You may have recognized or seen or worked with some of our other hubs in the past. For example, right above our hub at approximately 11 o'clock is SoftWorks. They're based in Tampa, Florida, and that's with USSOCOM. And next to that at 12 o'clock is ERDCWERX. And you'll be hearing from Janice Karcher at ERDCWERX here in a few minutes. And then directly below at approximately 6 o'clock is CFIC, and that's with the Army Cyber Command based in Augusta, Georgia. And you'll be hearing from Dr. Bob Ross from their hub as well. Next slide, please. So I'd like to take just a minute and talk a little bit about what makes us unique. So we work with industry. By that, we mean that we work with small, medium to large Fortune 500 companies, to the 1 or 2 person shop that might be operating from their kitchen table or out of their garage. We work, in addition with industry, we work with national labs and academia. And it's important to note that we work at the speed of innovation, not at bureaucracy. Our organization, we are neutral facilitators, so we remain neutral through and through. Our government partners make the final down selects. And if I could call your attention to the bottom right where you see highlighted where it says discover, engage, and accelerate, our organization has successfully proven this method out for over a decade to find the latest, greatest, best of breed solutions and get them into the hands of the end users as rapidly as possible. Next slide, please. So I just want to talk a minute about tech transfer and commercialization. Some of you may be aware or may not be aware that you can actually license a technology from U.S. government agencies. And we encourage you to visit our website. These are 4 technologies that are listed on there that are available for you to license from the Department of Homeland Security. Next slide, please. I'm sure that many of you recognize some of these logos, but this is just some of the many government agencies that we've collaborated and worked with in 2023. Next slide. And I mentioned we work with industry, academia, and national labs. This is 500 plus of those organizations from 2023 alone. Next slide, please. So our organization is known to have one of the world's largest innovation ecosystems, and our hub alone has grown tremendously. Last year, we're off to a fast start as well. When it says there about HSWERX opt-in, that is signing our intake form. That way you're able to be in our ecosystem, get alerts for when we post new opportunities out there as well. So we encourage you to join our ecosystem. I mentioned we work with small businesses, and so if you look to the right side of this slide, you'll see the breakdown of underserved communities that are active in the HSWERX ecosystem. So we've been off to a very, very rapid positive start here in 2024. And it's opportunities like this today to meet with you all and join us to join our ecosystem, engage with you from industry, academia, national labs, because it's critical. We need all of you to help us solve challenges for Homeland Security in the areas of cyberspace, air, land, and sea. This is some of our many efforts that we have. And again, I encourage you to join and go onto our website to look at our current ongoing efforts and the different areas that we're operating in. And then getting involved. So this is a great first step, joining us here today. I know that they'll probably post in a chat a link so that you can sign up and join our ecosystem for HSWERX. When you do that, you'll be able to check out and receive opportunities. And again, visiting our website, looking to see what we have currently available, our current challenges out there. And mentioned earlier, you can look at some of the licensing opportunities as well from Homeland Security. And at that, here's our contact information. Feel free to scan the QR code, or again, you should be able to click on the link in the chat to join our ecosystem. But I'll pause there to see if there's any questions.
We'll actually take some questions at the end.
Okay.
Appreciate that, Craig.
All right. Thank you.
All right, and we'll go over to Janice Karcher. Again, she's the Deputy Director of ERDCWERX.
Thank you, Craig and Kinsey. It's my pleasure to introduce everyone to ERDCWERX. We've been around for about 5 years, so our partner has been advancing their use of us as an innovation hub for them. And it's my pleasure to start first with an overview on ERDC. So next slide, please. ERDC, this is the U.S. Army Engineer R&D Center. They are one of the largest and most diverse research institutions in the world. Their primary structure is that of the R&D team of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. However, they do contract engineering work, reimbursable and funded work for most of the federal government. So this structure includes 7 labs. The headquarters and the 4 labs listed on the left are located in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Although they certainly have national and international reach, you will see that those labs include a coastal and hydraulics lab, a lot of focus on flood risk management, on next-gen infrastructure, a lot of focus on weather prediction in partnership with other military groups. So really interesting work done there. Even work helping to forecast the temporary navigation channel in the Port of Baltimore following the just terrible bridge accident that took place there recently. Also there in Vicksburg is an environmental lab, as well as a geotechnical and structures lab, and the IT lab, which operates the entire Department of Defense high-performance computing modernization program with multiple high-performance computing centers around the country that they support. In other locations around the country are in Champaign, Illinois, the Construction Engineering and Research Lab, a lot of focus on next-gen energy solutions for both installation-based as well as operational. There's Geospatial Lab in Alexandria, Virginia, which I'm reminded that geospatial applies to coastal weather, lots of applications in addition to how our troops navigate in non-GPS served areas. And then last but not least, the Cold Regions Lab in Hanover, New Hampshire, with focus on materials performance and other solutions in extreme environments. So those 7 federal labs with an annual research budget of over $2 billion and a team over 2,300 people. Next slide, please. ERDCWERX, similar to what you heard from Craig with regard to HSWERX, is the innovation hub that ERDC is using actually very actively to post solicitations. Some are to a certain degree kind of pulse checking where innovation may be existing within industry and academia to point to potential partnerships in the future. But there are also active solicitations for projects that are currently funded that ERDC is posting on our site. So this is one of two portals that we operate, ERDCWERX.org. As you can see, nearly 40 different open project categories. Very diverse across military, civil works, and other applications. And it's really designed to make it easy for industry and academia to submit just white paper, pre-proposal level content, and know that those are being reviewed quickly by ERDC and considered for current or future project opportunities. The circle on the bottom right, we're really proud of the fact that over the course of really the last 3 years, things have started taking off, but ERDC has awarded over 100 different agreements and contracts to industry and academia who've submitted through the ERDCWERX portal. And as you can see, that totals a number well over $550 million. So ERDC is actively using this portal and is welcoming more innovative concepts from industry and academia that may fit the needs that they currently have or that they anticipate that future federal government customers may bring to ERDC. Next slide, please. We also operate a portal focused on the patents of ERDC. ERDC actually has about a portfolio of 100 patents. We're featuring about 30 of the most opportune for commercialization and sales generation. And you'll see that even just in the last year, we've helped ERDC result in 12 tech transfer agreements, CRADAs, patent license agreements, even evaluation licenses that allow partnerships to begin to form between primarily industry entities and ERDC with an eye to taking ERDC innovations to the marketplace and really benefiting from those sales opportunities that come from the investment that has been made in R&D throughout the ERDC labs. Next slide, please. So really the advantages of working with ERDC through ERDCWERX are that we support both spin-in and spin-out opportunities. You can access those details from the two web portals. And we invite everyone to really realize that ERDC is certainly still visible and active on sam.gov, but this provides another mechanism to gain visibility specifically on the opportunities to collaborate in this applied engineering, problem-solving solution mechanism and activity that ERDC is actively involved in and that we're supporting. So we are pleased to take part in this webinar. Look forward to questions at the end. And Kinsey, I'll hand it back to you for the next presentation.
Thank you so much, Janice. We really appreciate that. That was an awesome overview. I will turn it over now to the Cyber Fusion Innovation Center, to their director, Dr. Bob Ross.
Hey, thank you, everybody. Thank you for having us on here today. We're always proud to talk about CFIC. But Janice and ERDCWERX and Craig up at HSWERX are tough acts to follow. But we're down here. CFIC is located at the Georgia Cyber Innovation Training Center in beautiful Augusta, Georgia. So it's more than just the Masters golf tournament down here. But CFIC is dedicated to enhancing the cybersecurity landscape through strategic networking, rigorous market research, and active event facilitation. All of this is focused on having industry, academic, and government partners on call for our rapid prototyping efforts in support of U.S. Army Cyber Command. Our primary partners in our cyber is the Army Cyber Technology and Innovation Lab, which is a DoD designated lab. So we support those functions. I just want to quickly talk about our networking and outreach. program impact and achievements and our key initiatives and events that we have coming up. Expanding networks. We've done a lot of engagements over the course of 2023. We're able to expand our ecosystem by 400% in the last year. We've done those efforts through face-to-face, conference attending, but the most powerful instrument we were using this year is generative AI to help support our market research efforts. So it's a powerful tool. But these allow us to provide invaluable support to our prototyping efforts, which aren't as large as some of the other hubs, but they are significant. When I talk about program impacts and achievements, our latest project that we are getting ready to come up on the end of the POP on that, the period of performance for that project, is an AI-driven continuous monitoring system. That is the DoD's nomination towards an executive order that came out in December. Matter of fact, CFIC is proud that we were the only things trucking in the DoD in the area of AI-driven continuous monitoring systems in support of defensive cyberspace operations. Some other things we're really proud of are we were able to complete our first proposed senior design project for the School of Computer and Cyber Sciences for Augusta University down here. This key project was dedicated towards building synthetic data sets focused on zero-day attacks. These data sets will enable both scientists to do proof of hypothesis and folks in our cyber and researchers and developers to have proof of concepts on prototype builds, particularly for AI-driven capabilities. It's a big focus down here. Other things we're proud of, just over this past quarter, we're able to grow our ecosystem by 29%. And what that means for us is we have those industry, academic, and government partners on call for some of our key initiatives and events that we have coming up. In June, we have a AI-driven semantic search capability collaboration event on June 6th. This niche capability is very important for us to develop information operations capabilities moving forward. Other events that we do and facilitate are Tech Thursday, where we bring industry partners in to demonstrate some of their capabilities to a government-only audience. We also do a Connector academic series, which with Craig Zamary often attends all of ours, so thank you. This month, we had Dr. Lubiana Beji. She's one of the experts on post-quantum encryption. And then we're proud to host STEMfest semi-annually with the Georgia Cyber Center, where we also are in an underserved community here. So we're very happy to bring in, we brought in high schoolers in the fall and middle schoolers just this past March to learn about cyberspace and cybersecurity and get them engaged and interested in this exciting career field. So with that, I'd like to say thank you guys for your time and interest in the CFIC. We look forward to collaborating with all of you and those interested in the audience to help us address some of the pressing cybersecurity challenges in the future. We look at this as not just a whole of government or whole of DoD. We look at cybersecurity as a whole of society problem and challenge. So we need the whole of our society. So thank you all.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys jumping on, and to all of our speakers, thank you so much. Really appreciate that overview of CFIC. Dr. Ross, it's awesome to hear about the things that you guys are doing. So we're going to go into a Q&A portion. We've just got a couple questions that our speakers are going to go through pretty quickly, and we'll have a hard stop at 9:30. So if you'll look on the screen, Craig, I'm going to turn it over to you for the first question. Please describe how the WERX community wants to work and partner with research institutions.
Yeah, thanks, Kizzy. That's a great question, and appreciate that. As mentioned before, I mean, we welcome opportunities to work with research institutions, again, industry, national labs, academia. It's because of all the above just mentioned that helps us really come together to solve challenges for Homeland Security. So it's critical to work with research institutions as well as all the other organizations mentioned.
Awesome, thank you. And then next question, how often do the hubs release opportunities to the ecosystem?
Yeah, again, it's another really good question. I mean, the government can send us opportunities at any time. Even just hearing Janice and Dr. Ross talk today, they listed a number. So because of the number of hubs that we have at DefenseWERX, there's quite a few challenges that are posted out there. And so I'd say it's pretty busy. So there's always ongoing efforts and challenges being posted.
Awesome, thank you, Craig. And then next we'll go to Janice back over at ERDCWERX. First question for you, once someone joins the ERDCWERX ecosystem, what are the next steps?
Thank you, Kinsey. We really do, as well as you've heard from Craig and our CFIC partners as well. Signing up to receive project announcements is a key step. I will say that we're all also very active on social media. So LinkedIn, as an example, is a great social media platform to follow us on. The next steps would typically be considering current project opportunities that are posted, and ERDC utilizes our portal to post some continuously open opportunities, including their BAA, their broad agency announcement for basic and fundamental opportunities, as well as more advanced concepts that could come through on our portal through either commercial solutions opening or the broad announcement for 2 of their 3 OTAs, which, by the way, do not require consortium membership. ERDC is awarding directly to parties on several of their other transaction authority capabilities now. So really, once you join the ecosystem, watch for project announcements in your email inbox. We tend to try to focus the ones into your inbox that appear to be a fit for your organization. And then also follow us on social media, because then you'll see everything that's being posted on the ERDCWERX sites, as well as the patents that are newly available for commercialization.
Thank you, Janice. And that actually touched on a question that we had come through about OTs and OTAs. So thank you so much for touching on that. That was really helpful. And then Jessica, if you have any follow-up questions, please let us know. And then the next one is, what do ERDCWERX projects include and who can participate?
I will say that ERDC is not a purchaser of commodities, right? They're an applied engineering team for the most part. They're using engineering and scientific solutions to address problems that have been brought to them by other customers within the federal government. So the kinds of initiatives and projects that you'll see from ERDC on our portal, as well as from the resulting patents, are solutions that are based on a pull, based on a defined need from another element of the federal government. So that, again, could be in big categories like military engineering and civil works, and also in a number of more like physical goods kinds of solutions in the protective structures, perimeter security, water filtration, and environmental kinds of applications as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Janice, for those answers. That was really helpful. Over to the CFIC team. First question for you, how are you associated with Vulcan?
Thank you. We just had to unmute ourselves real quickly. Yeah, Vulcan, I think we're the only innovation hub in the DefenseWERX chain on Vulcan. But that's a system that we use to post and control access to requests for proposals concerning prototype builds. It also is a system that allows us to host white paper solutions from industry and academic partners, set assessment criteria, and compute scoring metrics for down selection with our Army assessors or assessment team. I believe the rest of the hubs are on submittable, which we looked at, but we're required to use Vulcan.
Roger that. Thank you. That's helpful. And then next question, do you execute OTAs?
Yeah, so that's the interesting thing. Out of the three types of OTAs, you've got prototype, research, and production. Currently, I believe we're also unique in the fact that we're the only innovation hub that is on purely a prototyping OTA with the Army. We're hoping to change that this fall and go to a PIA. PIAs are great. I mean, we're kind of looking at it from the perspective of when you're managing a really large amount of projects, particularly with the complex funding associated with those projects. PIAs are great. But we average like 3 projects a year. And the uniqueness is that Army Cyber Command has acquisition authorities, but those are limited. So all of our projects are 500,000 or less, or prototype projects. And we've been able to do some really meaningful work with that 500,000 though. We've gotten a lot of bang for the buck. Some of our successful project areas thus far have involved big data platform security, artificial intelligence and machine learning projects. And we were able to do and save the Army some money when it comes to data integration as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
One caveat on that, if I could, with Vulcan. We also, because, industry, we have 0 barriers to entry based off of what Janice had just spoke about. You don't need to be FedRAMP or anything to play, but you do have to have a Vulcan account to participate in our processes. And we think that's important. So when you go out to our website, we actually have video instructions for partners on how to set up their Vulcan accounts, how to get their scouting cards out there. And then all of our LinkedIn feeds, whenever we have collaboration events, always point back to Vulcan. And it's a method that allows us to control access to requests for proposals.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, I just want to take just a real quick second here to thank all of our speakers. Thank you, Craig and Janice and Dr. Ross. Really appreciate you guys being on our inaugural Joint Hub webinar. This has been really informational, and it's been awesome to do something jointly with our other sister hubs. Bridget just posted in the chat link to the DEFENSEWERX Hub ecosystem form. So that is on our corporate hub DEFENSEWERX. That's on their website, and it actually has a checkbox listed for all of the hub's ecosystems. So you can quickly go through and check off what ecosystems you want to join. Each hub has their own website, so you can learn more there. I will tell you, we are going to have future webinars that we're really excited about with our other sister hubs. So be on the lookout for that announcement and opportunities, as well as we did send out a form prior to this call asking if anybody had any questions. So keep using that form. We're going to periodically check that and then use those questions for future hub webinars. There were also questions in the chat, and I tried to provide answers to all of those. But again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to anyone who was on this call today. And it is 9:30, so we're going to jump off. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.